I don't know if you saw this, Gerry. There was a thing for Metal Gear with David Hayter recently.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, and no mention of Kojima at all in this thing. And it's like, damn, bro.
I didn't look too much into it, but just the headline was enough for me to be like, okay, maybe there's some truth to this, but I don't want to read too much into it. Just because, like, I don't know. It's like beating a dead horse, man. We all know Metal Gear's done. Like, let's move on, you know? Yeah, what did it say?
I didn't see anything from it, but I just saw that that article title, and I'm like, no, I believe it. It's not Kojima. It's Konami.
Trying to erase old dregs of the past.
Yeah, I mean, they took off his name when they did the reprints for MGS5, right? It doesn't say Hideo Kojima game on that anymore.
Yeah, Metal Gear's done, man.
They can just rip off all of his hard work.
It's technically theirs, but that's hella scummy. I can only imagine what the next installment's gonna be, though.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant a Metal Gear thing. I was like, dude, MGS6? No, can you imagine?
We're done.
Why is she crawling like that?
Oh, dude, I saw. We're playing Tekken 8, by the way, while we're recording this. I saw this. It was one of those trends like, this is what your character says about you. And it got to Zafina. It's like, if you main Zafina, you're a freak. And I said, yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah, Zafina's fun.
If you main Brian, you like to torture small animals.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, no, Kojima's not phased, dude. We got Fizzant coming up, his Metal Gear game, Death Stranding 2, OD, the Death Stranding movie.
Kojima's busy. He got no time for Metal Gear.
Yeah, it's crazy to think they celebrated the 8th anniversary last year for Kojima Productions, and this is just the beginning.
It's just the beginning. God damn it, shut up.
Sorry. Oscar, you just picked up Tekken 8.
Like just now, did you just start playing it?
As of today, as of this recording, yes. I picked up Tekken.
What? Nice.
Gerry let me win one match really quick.
What are your plans? Who are you trying to main?
For now, it's definitely going to be what is it? How do you say it? Azusena?
Azusena, yeah.
Yeah, Azusena.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She's definitely cool. Just the parry thing that I saw, like with Librador, it just makes me just think of all of the really kooky shit that I can try to get away with, if anything at all. I played in the closed beta for Tekken 8. I played June a lot.
Oh, that's right.
I think she would be my backup. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of June at all. I think I've only played against maybe 2 when I go online, but when I go online, that's when the sweats and like people I don't want to play are on. So that's kind of, it's a lot of Kings,
honestly,
a lot of Jins and Kazuya.
King is meta.
Yeah, they're annoying to play at.
Everybody in their Straw Hat Luffy costumes.
Yes.
Dude, fucking Jack is too slow for Zafina, dude. I swear.
But did you see? If you look at the Tekken shop, she has her Tekken Tag 2 outfit, Oscar, for June.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did see that. Didn't have any funds at the time, but I might get into it later.
Nice.
I did cop the free shirts that they're giving out.
Oh, the Uniqlo.
Just that free stuff that they're giving.
Yeah.
I guess we're not playing.
Oh, no, I can I'm pretty happy about it. Honestly, I'm excited. Hopefully, I won't get like super burnt out quickly when I'm trying to pick up these combos. There are a lot of variety, dude. Like I'd be looking at some of these characters' move lists, and it's like 96 moves.
Oh yeah.
Like 100 moves or something.
That's not
like
even
that.
incorporating like the heat rushes and all that, man. You could get some crazy combos if you just keep it going with the R1.
Yeah, there's certain combos where you need the heat.
So it feels so smooth too, just to like keep it going too. You get that combo down, then you can keep it going with the heat. But there is a limit though, because the more I guess the higher your combo is, the more your opponent gets pushed away from you, so you can't keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be little intricacies here and there.
A lot of the tutorial was kind of... I feel like we talked about this before. It didn't really get that far into it, but I remember that we talked a lot about how, like all things, fighting games have evolved. And we start learning about, things like frame data, like positive
definitely.
and negatives. Like, positive on block or negative on block, stuff like that.
I was just saying the other day, I was playing this Tekken is a lot different than playing like past Tekkens for me. Because back then I was like just smashing buttons, kind of. But now I'm kind of like unwittingly taking account of like frame perfects and all that. Like I don't want to, but like at the same time, I feel like Tekken is less fun the more you look into it, because the more you look into it, the more detailed it is. So you kind of have to keep it at a happy medium.
Yeah, it gets tough. I'm slowly learning more stuff here, but yeah, it's just hard. But when I can have fun, it's still really fun. Absolutely. Yeah, honestly, all I'm waiting for is this Lydia DLC and hopefully a lot more customization items.
Yeah, that's key, especially with Tekken, since it's so like out there and out, fucking hella goofy. We need a lot more than just like a piece of bread as a helmet.
Yeah,
like that was cool, but now I'm like, what is the rest of it, dude? If I can get Daisy Dukes on Paul Phoenix, that'd be awesome, man.
Was anybody else thinking of that one Nickelodeon cartoon with the bread helmet?
Oh, Powdered Toast Man?
Yeah, Powdered Toast Man.
From Ren and Stimpy. I'm surprised nobody's made that yet. I haven't seen one yet. Damn, dropped. Kuma Shinken? Fucking god, dude, that's so cool, man.
You know what's great about this custom Kuma that you got?
Game.
This custom Kuma that you got just reminded me that I just saw. I don't know if you guys saw it yet, but you guys remember a while back when Pooh and the Neveracre Woods they went public domain, and so they made that scary movie. Remember?
Yeah.
I just saw.
Okay, good.
They're making a sequel to it, but not only that, the sequel is also expanding on an entire universe of all of the old Disney characters that have gone public domain, and they're all gonna be just mosh pit monster house of like just killing people.
I have it right here. Yeah, the Twisted Childhood Universe is what it's called, and the
horror universe.
Yeah, and it's.
I was gonna say they actually gave a name to the universe. It's called the Pooniverse.
No, it's called the Twisted Child Universe.
No, the movie is...
That's the last movie on the list. It's called, Pooniverse Monsters Assemble.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, right. So that's not the second installment, that's the last installment.
That's the last one. The next one is called Winnie the Pooh 2 Blood Honey. And then Bambi The Reckoning, Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare, and then Pinocchio Unstrung.
I'm not gonna lie, that would probably freak me out. The Pinocchio one.
Oh. Dude, there's so much potential there for it to be like actually good.
Oh my lord!
Some sick fucks doing the story writing. So I want some monkey's paw real bullshit when it's like, I want to be a real boy. You need to take the flesh of people.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, they could easily. Yeah, I don't remember much of the movie, but the House of Wax. The scene that always got to me was that part where his friend is just sitting in the chair and he can't move and he's trying to peel the wax off, but it's his skin. Like, I could see them doing something like that for Pinocchio.
House of Wax was such a good movie.
They don't make them like they used to, man.
Do you remember House of 1,000 Corpses?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I ever saw it, but I know that's
any Rob Zombie movie. Zombie movie would fuck you up, dude.
Mm-hmm. That was a time when who let Rob Zombie direct movies? Give him an award.
Yeah, awesome, dude.
Because like I that was a different kind of horror and gruesome, but I didn't expect.
Dude, it was a real kind of horror. It was like, dude, don't travel. Even if you think you're with friends, you're never fucking safe. All I remember from that movie is Rainn Wilson was in that movie. If you're not familiar with Rainn Wilson, it's Dwight from The Office.
Oh yeah.
And there was a scene where
wait, pause real quick, dude. That guy has so much fucking range. That's just insane.
He does, dude.
All right, continue.
He's made so many good movies. He's basically cut in half, and somehow he's still alive, barely, but he's cut in half. And what they did is they reattached the bottom portion of the top portion of him to like some plastic mermaid thing.
Ooh. What?
And they just like wanted to make him like a merman fucking thing. I don't know, dude. It was just real. It just, to me, it felt really real because they were in the middle of nowhere. They were only surrounded by a bunch of like crazy hicks, and obviously no one was fucking safe. Like, the moment you looked away, they fucking drugged you, knocked you out, did whatever, and then like you were fucking dead. That was it. You were just fucking dead.
Nice.
And I was like, damn, they're not gonna do shit. Ain't gonna do shit about it, dude. You're fucking done, dude. I don't know, man. There was definitely some realness to those kind of movies. It's not like it's like some imaginary monster that's like under your bed or something. Like, the monsters are people.
Yes.
And they're very real.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's really funny. I hope they add the Steamboat Willie shit in there too. Like, I know that movie was ass, but like it's just funny that they did that.
Speaking about Steamboat Willie, did you see that they're also making a game from that too?
Oh, I think I saw something like, what is it called?
Oh God, I don't know what it's called. Let me look it up. But I remember I saw some gameplay for it, and it looks really good. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Is that the one where Mickey looks all like horror-esque? Or was no, that was I'm thinking of concept art from something else.
It's not a horror game. I do see, I'm looking it up now, I do see that there is a horror game based off Steamboat Willie, but it's not the one that I'm thinking of. It's like a first-person shooter game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Oh, it's called Mouse. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that game looks awesome.
Mouse.
Yeah. Dang, I forgot about that.
Oh, it's like an FPS, right? And then it's just...
Yes.
Yeah, it's an FPS.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that game. Were you a detective, kind of? I think. I don't remember. Something like that.
That's right.
It looks kind of noir, sort of.
That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to be
Hell
noir.
yeah. Push that X button.
Oscar.
Hold on. I just found it. Sorry.
You found the X button?
The X button? Wait, what? No, I found the link.
It's your turn, sir.
Oh, not anymore. It's not.
I'll give you 5 seconds. Yeah, I wanted to bring that up at one point, but yeah, that game looks awesome.
Yeah, it says it's coming from Fumi Games.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Me and you, Gerry. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably one of those games that's going to be on the backlog. It's like Cuphead when it first came out for me. It's like, yeah, this game is fun. It's probably cool to play, but like just for like maybe little bits, or maybe like a good 4-hour binge.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of BioShock.
I could see that,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, what's with you making everybody bald, dude?
Oh, so my Brian, that was Jason Statham in Crank.
Oh, nice.
And this is Jason Statham in Transporter.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Jason Statham, but I don't think I can watch all of his movies.
You don't want to watch Beekeeper, dude?
Oh, damn it.
Dude, I knew that you were going to bring up Beekeeper because I was just about to bring up Beekeeper right now.
I haven't seen it yet, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, dude. What I really wanted, the main thing that would like really enthuse me to watch all of his movies is if it was the same character in every movie. And I know that most people kind of play it off that way anyway. Like, you know, he was in Crank, then he survived through like that drug overdose or whatever, then he made his way into Transporter or whatever, you know. Yeah. Just some stupid shit like that. And I would believe that shit, you know, because like all of his characters are the same.
I'm the transporter.
All of them.
I'm the beekeeper. I'm preacher. No, Jason Statham's awesome.
If they made a biopic on Conor McGregor's life, Jason Statham can be Conor McGregor.
He could, yeah.
I just want to pay Jason Statham $1,000 to say, "Where the fuck is Mayweather?"
Yeah. Yeah, I bought all the Transporter movies not that long ago, and I've been meaning to go through them all. And also, fun fact, if you guys don't know, the movie Collateral with Tom Cruise, that's set in the Transporter universe.
Collateral?
Yeah, I think that's the only movie he's done where he's the bad guy, basically. Where he's not really a hero, he's just an asshole. I may have
seen it. I've seen a couple of Tom Cruise in my life.
But there is a scene where he bumps into Jason Statham, and he gives him like a package or whatever, and like later in the interview the director said like, oh no, yeah, like we brought him in for like a little cameo for Transporter.
That's pretty fucking cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Make more universe crossovers.
Yeah, let's get Crank mixed with something else, dude. That'd be so funny.
Did you watch both Cranks?
I saw the first one. I was like, this movie's awesome. And then I was at the theater one day. We were watching something. I went to the bathroom. And I saw like, oh, Crank 2's playing. And so I walked in there real quick just to take a peek. And it was the sex scene where they're on the horse track. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's still Crank.
Crank is so good, dude. High Voltage was good too, I think. If I remember correctly, High Voltage wasn't like a day or anything after. It happens immediately after Crank.
Yes.
Like it just keeps going. Yeah,
like with Crank 1, it ends with him falling on the car off the roof. And then in the beginning of...
Right, from the helicopter.
Oh, the helicopter. That's right. And the beginning, yeah, it picks up right there when he falls.
God, we gotta watch those movies. That was such a good fucking movie, dude.
Dude, that high octane era of just let's just do it, man, it's good. just.
Oh, he can't get it perfect.
What's the premise? He has to hotwire his body to a car to stay alive. Okay, sick. He has to take cocaine. Sick. He has to fuck his wife or his girlfriend and
anything that
on
gets
a bus.
Him adrenaline.
Yeah, I miss those kind of crazy high action, like Gamer. You know, I rewatched Gamer not that long ago. I was like, yeah, this movie may not be good, but it looks cool. That's the one with Gerard Butler, where he's like that prison inmate.
Love it.
It's basically like it's a tournament where the inmates are being controlled by gamers, and they're just using guns and stuff. I rewatched Ninja Assassin the other day, and like how over the top it is, and like yeah, it's cool.
Dude, are you talking about that movie that came out on Thanksgiving?
Man, I was just thinking about that movie the other day too.
I'm pretty sure that movie came out on Thanksgiving, right? Ninja Assassin? It was an Asian dude, right?
Yeah, he's like an ex-ninja from this clan, and like there's this FBI agent, and she's trying to uncover the secrets of these people, and then he gets involved with that, and like he has to go back and fight his old clan and master. It's so cool.
Yeah, because he was an orphan, right?
Yeah, they're all orphans, and it's like most of it is like just pretty cool martial arts stuff, and then like they start like morphing into the shadows, and there's like healing and stuff. It's like, yeah, this is crazy. They don't even try for realism with the blood gushes. It's just like spraying Kool-Aid all over the place, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to see.
Yeah, I'd be down to rewatch this. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just saw it. Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer right now. Is what's his face in this movie? The dude from Fast and Furious.
I don't remember.
Yep, Soon Kang. Here he is.
Oh, he's in the... Okay.
Yep,
That's
he's
cool.
in the movie too. I saw his face. I know. I recognize what's his face when he looks like.
Yeah, I miss when like a lot of action movies were just different. And like, not to hate on like John Wick, but now like a lot of action movies are just John Wick. And I'm like, okay, like it's gonna get boring real fast. I saw this meme, it's like, oh, I'm putting together a team. It's John... No, it's not John Wick. It's Equalizer, it's Nobody, Beekeeper, and like somebody else. That's part of the formula. Yeah.
Beekeeper. Not beekeeper, beekeeper.
I'm the beekeeper. But I will say, the new John Wick movie coming out, quote unquote, like the Dev Patel one. Have you guys seen that? The Monkey King, I think it's called.
I was just about to ask you, dude. That movie looks sick as fuck.
Yeah, it looks insane.
I'm definitely gonna be watching it.
Yeah, it has a lot of style. And watching the trailer, I'm like, okay, Dave.
Monkey Man, right? Not Monkey King.
Oh, Monkey Man. That's right. Okay. I was like, oh, Dev Patel. Like, yeah, I like him. He's a pretty good actor. It's like, oh, he's directing it. Oh, cool. Oh, he wrote this too. Like, okay, awesome.
Oh, is this movie already out?
I think it was this past weekend as of this recording.
Oh no, hold on. No, it's coming out April.
Oh, okay.
I'm super down, bro. I watched the trailer so many times because, like, to me, it just looked super cool. Mm-hmm. Even Jordan Peele is going to be helping produce this movie, dude.
Oh, that's right. That was the other name on it. Yeah, that was interesting. Oh, because I think the story goes, Dev Patel was trying to like pitch the movie around, but it wasn't getting picked up, and Peele saw it, and so he wanted to back it himself. So that's why he's part of like of the production credit. Damn, Gerry.
Yeah, he's pretty much branching out.
Who? Jordan Peele?
Yeah, I don't know how many more scary movies he's gonna do. I think the one that just came out, the one with I guess the farmer, like the aliens. I don't know if that was his last one.
Or not Up? Not Up.
Up. Yeah, Don't Look Up.
Yeah, Don't Look Up. Yeah.
Or Nope. It was called Nope. That's what it was.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're right. Nope.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one too.
No, I picked the wrong costume.
Man, I can't wait for Jordan Peele and Hideo Kojima.
Dude, yeah, I want to see what he's doing with OD. That's gonna be something.
Did we got Del Toro back?
I don't know. That's a good question. He wasn't in the trailer for DS2. But while we're talking movies, I sat down and I watched the original Dune and Dune Part 1.
What is the original Dune? When did it come out?
1984. It's by David Lynch.
Oh, shit.
Of Twin Peaks fame.
Okay, well, let me ask you this before we actually get into not the real Dune, but the latest Dune. Not Dune 2, but Part 1.
Yeah, Tim Champagne.
Yeah. Chalamet. Was the original movie encompassing like the entire series or just part of the book? Or
so I haven't read the books yet. I was going to hold off until I read those, but with my backlog, who knows when I was going to get to it. So from the two movies, the first Chalamet movie, like where that ends, that's about halfway into the original Dune. The original Dune movie rushes a lot in the second half and like speeds in through a lot of things. I want to say it's probably just the first book. The 84 version, it was recommended to me that I watch a specific fan edit of the movie where they like rearranged some stuff, they added deleted scenes, and I guess there was a TV version of the original movie that had extra scenes filmed, and you can tell because it looked like it was just recorded off of VHS when those scenes went on. So it ended up being like a 3-hour cut. And my first thought was, yeah, this is definitely an 80s sci-fi kind of story. Like, I'm with it. Twin Peaks, man, I forget the main actor's name in there, but I liked him as the main character, and very of the era for sure. And then watching the new one with Chalamet, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a more modern sci-fi version. So I'm kind of like torn in which one I like more. I'm just gonna wait and like until I actually read the book and see, you know, like which one's, I guess, closer to what I would like. But yeah, Dune's interesting. Interesting world.
I watched the Chalamet Part 1 on Netflix the last day of February before they took it off. Let me start by saying I liked the movie. I just feel like, I guess I really do need to read the book myself, because I feel like with the way that all of his little prophecies were working and like how things were coming into fruition, I was like, this is kind of not what I imagined was actually happening. You know, like, I don't really know if that makes sense, but like,
oh yeah.
I guess my interpretation is like you know, like he has these visions from time to time, and in these visions he sees people, but it's not always like in the vision that he sees. It's just like a matter of fact that they're involved. So somehow it's going to be, you know, them doing something or some other. But the fact that he has the same visions a couple of times, if it's the same thing a couple of different times, you kind of are led to this expectation that, you know, some people are either going to be good or some people are going to be bad, and, you know, they're going to be on your team or whatever. Mm-hmm. I guess not to really spoil anything, but like the last vision that he had, which kind of led to like the climax of the movie, right, where he has to meet these people from what's the planet called? Catharsis? Catharsis?
It starts, something, but it's also known as Dune. That's its other name.
Dune, right? Yeah. The Dune, right? So the Dune people, right? Essentially, he's trying to meet up with somebody, and it's just like, to me, like the way that he has these final visions before the end of Part 1, I'm over here thinking to myself, like, this nigga's gonna get trained to be like the best assassin the Dunes have ever seen. You know what I mean? Like, he's just gonna be taken under somebody's wing or whatever, and it didn't really pan out that way with the person who I thought was going to be doing all of that, you know? So it just kind of like made me think like, man, I really wanted to think to myself, if I had just read the book through this specific part, would I have come to the same conclusion?
Yeah.
Right? Would this have really been like 100% to what the book is doing?
That's where I'm torn as well, because both movies play out kind of different. Like Paul Atreides, he is very different in both movies. I don't think Timothée Chalamet's is, I don't want to say his is the accurate one or not. I'm not sure until, you know, read the book and all that. But very different energy and attitudes compared to the original. And also, like, yeah, like some stuff just wasn't mentioned in the newer one, which I don't know if that's just like an interesting choice or not to have. But it's also going for something different, I think, compared to like traditional like 80s like sci-fi fantasy.
Very true.
Oh, also with I don't know if they do this in Twin Peaks, but one thing that was very interesting was inner monologues were happening. It threw me off at first because, you know, like there's like weird powers going on with spice and all that in this universe, and so I thought, I'm like, oh, is he just like reading minds? Is that what's going on? And it's like, oh no, everyone's having internal monologues. Like they're actually thinking like how it would be in the book. And I was like, oh wow, that's kind of cool, and I kind of missed that in this one. But
I mean, it makes sense, you know, with when enough people get their hands on something and they want to kind of make it big again or whatever, they're gonna have to apply some sort of change that wasn't a part of it originally, or, you know, I guess like if it's something a matter of like wording or like a certain character, then they're probably gonna redo or revamp that character so it fits in with, like, you know, somebody who can relate to it now culturally.
Yeah, Dune Part 2's like sound pretty hype right now, and at some point I'm gonna check it out. So we do have an email from the boy Mark, so thank you again as always. That's unversedpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, we got a couple today. So he's been playing Rebirth, right? FF7 remake. He says he's having a blast. It wasn't until like over 80 hours in, playing a boss, just frustrated by not being able to beat him or whatever. Goes online and sees like, what am I doing wrong, basically. And it turns out there was gameplay mechanics he didn't even know were in the game.
Oh, well. Don't you love when that happens?
He somehow missed it. So there was actually a way to do it, and it's like, okay, now boom, you use that, and then it's so much easier now. And so his question is, has there been a game like that with you guys where you were just essentially, quote unquote, playing it wrong? Yeah, I have like 2 examples. The first one,
I have a lot of examples.
I have one that's not about me.
Yeah. The first one was, I remember playing Metro Exodus. I think it was that one. It was the final part of the game, and I kept failing, and I wasn't understanding why. And it's like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. And then so I finally looked it up. It's like, oh yeah, when this wheel on this train glows, you have to shoot it. And I'm like, the game never brought that up. It's never been used before. Because it's like you've dealt with trains a couple times in the game, and it's like, this is the first time something like that happens. I'm like, this is so dumb. I spent like 40 minutes trying to figure out like what I'm doing wrong, and it was just that.
That is a shit mechanic. They didn't even point it out to you, or if you die enough times, it'd be like, hey, here's a game hint. You know?
Yeah.
My number one example is definitely fucking Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is by far the one game that I started that I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't really understand the entire concept of Monster Hunter until a year after I actually started playing it. I think the same thing kind of works for Dragon's Dogma. It's the same example. Like, I would play the game as a child, you know, with a slight understanding of like the normal basic functions of the game, not really going into any specific tutorial or guide for you. They'll just kind of mention it here and there, and then like all of a sudden there are like these tens, if not hundreds of other like game mechanics that you just kind of have to figure out on your own as you're just going about your game, doing your business.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, you were playing that shit in Japanese too. But like back in the day when Monster Hunter was on the PSP and stuff, like I remember you guys gave me the ISO and it was in Japanese, and you're like, just figure it out. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck any of this is, bro.
Yeah, I remember playing the demo for World for a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be one of those games I have no idea what's going on. I'm gonna be so lost and all that.
I feel like the majority of these examples are probably from when I was playing games as a child. Like, I remember I had 101 Dalmatians. There was a level in that game I could not beat for the life of me, because I just as a child, you know, like you don't know things, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Like I get to a certain part of the level and they want me to like I remember what it was. I had to do like a button mashing event, and I could not do it. Like, I was probably like 6 or 7, and I was trying so hard to just tap that X button to get it where I needed to be, you know, to make that gauge or whatever it is that I needed in order to beat the game. I could not do it, dude. It took Akil. Akil did it for me, because he was like 2 years older. Well, he's 2 years older than me anyway, so he was like in 5th grade when I was in 3rd grade, and I was like, hey, can you beat this for me? Because I don't know what I'm doing, man.
Yeah, that was my example. Speaking of Akil, he went through Dead Space without running.
Oh yes, yeah.
He didn't know running was a mechanic in Dead Space until like the very end, when another of our friends brought it up to him, and to this day he still gets mad when we bring it up.
So funny. I don't remember if he did it, but he wanted to do his walk only run with the remake.
You know what happened? He forgot. Like midway through, he just started running.
That's funny.
So fucking. He's like, nobody saw that, and I'm like, I saw what you did. He's like, shut up. She's like, shut up. Oh man. No, good on that guy though. What a trooper for doing that.
Oscar, you actually know my other one because you were there when I realized it, and I remember you were upset. We were playing Neo 2. And I still understand what this activation skill or whatever it's called in that game. And you're like, what, dude? Yeah, you know, we get the bonus stats. And I was like, yeah, I never did it in the first game, and I already beaten Neo 2 at that point, right before one of the DLCs showed up. And I was like, oh, damn, it took me this long to realize, like, I could have just been doing better. I could have died a lot less, probably.
You were going through it, dude.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I guess I just missed it in, like, the beginning tutorial. Like, I wasn't paying attention or something. So when Rise of Ronin happens, when that comes out and I finally hop on that, I will know not to miss some stuff like that.
You know what's funny? I checked on the release date for Rise of Ronin.
Oh, yeah.
It actually comes out one day before Dragon's Dogma.
Oh.
I thought they came out at the same time, but they don't.
Okay.
Not that it's going to make that much of a difference, but
Yeah,
all the same. I did pre-order Rise of Ronin and Dragon's Dogma. I'm not really sure how much time I'll be giving to Rise of Ronin when it comes out. I'll probably give it a good hour. From what I've seen, it's not a multiplayer game. It's going to be all single player. So to me, it'll probably feel a lot closer to Sekiro than anything, you know?
I double checked because I was talking to Julian about that game, and it says up to 3 players online. That's how Neo was, and Strangers of Paradise is also, I think, 3 players.
Right, yeah, because you play as the
other party members.
Yeah, you don't play as Jack, you play as the other people.
I still need to play that game.
You are making me so... How have you not played that game yet?
I know, that's as we're talking about Crank, and it's like, yeah, I should be on that game right now. Fucking playing Limp Bizkit and all that shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, at this point, I think all of the DLCs are out too. I don't know if that game will get a sequel.
If it'll even be Team Ninja, if they will work on another Final Fantasy game.
Wasn't that bad though. I feel like they could get away with. They have gotten away, obviously, with a lot of spin-offs. If we're talking about being dedicated to any of the spin-off series, then they've already given Dissidia enough of their time. So hopefully, if there's ever going to be a thing, it'll be another one of those.
Are you reading Shogun?
I've unfortunately I slowed down a little bit because I was reading more of Curseborn Saga. But basically, where I'm at show-wise is the beginning of episode 2.
So he's did he finish telling him about the map of the world?
He was talking to Rodriguez about just Japan as a whole, and dude, you think this is crazy? Freaking China, man! There's so many people over there, it's insane.
Freaking China.
And then he walked out and saw it. Where are they at? Osaka, right?
Yeah, they're in Osaka.
Yeah, he just walked out of the ship and looked around. That's where I left off. I know I've been slacking. I really want to pick it back up.
Are you guys almost done with it already? Or
no. We're almost caught up though. It's a good time because they give a little backstory on Japan and how it was back in the day, of how everybody was fucking struggling and shit for power.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. It's cool because my parents don't know much about Japan. And so it's cool, getting a refresher and then just listening to my dad complain about how polite Japan is and how he doesn't want to go.
Tell him there's a bunch of cholos out there, dude.
Oh, I know! I gotta show him that video.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's really cool how they adopted the culture, though.
Hell yeah.
Dude, and that's not the only one. That's just one of them. I was telling a coworker about it, and they're like, you're lying. I was like, no. Not only are there cholos out there, there's cowboys out there.
Hell yeah.
And it's what? It's yeah, they just, as soon as they find a culture they like, it's there's just a small community that's just 120% into it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's kind of seeing how everything was supposed to be, or how everything is back in the day, and through their eyes. My dad's pretty into it too, which is I'm kind of cool because he doesn't like anything.
Yeah, the only shame I think for the show is that it's stuck to just one season, so they're adapting the entire book. They asked the directors about it. It's yeah, do you think you'll do a season 2 for the show? Because it's super popular. And they said, well, we liked where the book ended, and that's where we stopped. So there's really no reason to continue forward with the story.
See, that's smart. That's good. Cashing your chips when you're ahead.
Yeah, but see, with that thing, it's oh yeah, it blew up, and it's well, damn, if they would have planned 2 seasons, it would just be even better. Yeah, I liked the first episode, but there's just a lot of stuff that got cut out that I was liking in the book. So if they did 2 seasons, maybe that would have been fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for the rest of the show. It looks pretty cool.
Nice.
Story is legitimate. Well, as legitimate as fiction can be, but
yeah,
it's still pretty good. I also finished Adventure Time a while ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
all of it or just the main series?
The main series. I'm watching Distant Lands right now. Yeah, man, that's definitely a show of its time. Some episodes I'm I can't believe they showed this. There has to be some censored parts, and there were some I saw on Reddit. I'm glad I found the uncensored version. Uncensored.
Yeah, the way you're saying, not used to that being used for
the uncut version of Adventure Time.
There it is. Yeah.
Where are you at in Adventure Time, Danny?
I haven't watched it in a while. I kind of fell off. It was just like been being busy. I think the last thing I watched was probably the Marceline backstory.
Oh, Vampire, right? Or I'm sorry, I forgot what those fucking Staked. That's what it was called.
Yeah,
Stakes.
yeah.
You're talking about how she becomes a vampire, right? Or just Marceline and her backstory?
The whole event where like they come back and she has to fight them all again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How she became a vampire. Okay.
Yeah.
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 I want to say that both of you can answer this. I really want to ask you, Gerry, what is to you your favorite character twist or character development? Like, who's basically tell me who became your favorite character at the end of the show and why?
It's honestly still going for me. I just saw the first 2 episodes, which was of Distant Lands. They're the full 45-minute ones. Those are the ones that are 45 minutes long. Yeah. I don't like the fact. I honestly kind of don't like the fact that they brought Simon back. I haven't seen Fiona and Cake yet, so I want to see where he's still a little fucking goofy. It's too weird. Like when there was a part, he's still living in the castle, right? I think in the Ice King castle or whatever. They showed a scene where he was just wearing Ice King's old robe and like some kind of fake crown, and he's going through like the fridge or some shit. I forgot what he was doing, but he was like dressing up as Ice King did. He's like, "Don't judge me. This is how I cope." I'm like, "No, that's not how it should be, man. Come on."
You wanted Simon to not be...
Yeah, like, dude, nobody liked Ice King. Like, yeah, he was misunderstood
I
because
liked
he was
Ice King.
pretty much just trapped. Yeah, but you're not in the story.
Oh, yeah, that's
But
fair.
like, ice cream. I don't know, man. I feel like they could have kept without Simon. And like I said, like there's still more going on, so there's not really a definitive answer for me. I don't think. I just saw like BMO's backstory pretty much before he met. No, and then like the second one was like history between Marceline and Bonnie, which was pretty cool. And then the last one was like the one I saw like a long time ago, which spurred like the want to watch Adventure Time. It's pretty much, I think, the final thing for Finn and Jake, and that was a good one. Almost made me cry at the end. So they're still going on, man. I don't really have a good answer right now. It's nuts because this is like epilogue shit.
No, I got you.
Is Distant Lands that was the HBO thing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really know because I haven't really seen Distant Lands, but Distant Lands is supposed to be about BMO. It's the whole thing is called BMO's Distant Lands.
no, it's not the whole
what?
thing. They're like little mini-sodes, and they're all pretty much epilogues or stuff that happens that's not Finn and Jake specifically, except for one episode.
Just the
so
other
far.
characters, right?
Yeah, it's everybody else pretty much. And and like I said, there's an episode with Finn and Jake. I don't know what the rest are going to be about. I have 2 episodes left, I think. Yeah, there's only 1 season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna like it, Danny.
Favorite character? I don't know. It's kind of tough. I don't know. I like aspects of a lot of characters. What's his name? Billy.
Oh, Billy's.
Yeah, when Billy was there,
pretty
that
cool,
was a
yeah.
fun time, and like his girlfriend showing up a few times, like after he died, and I was like, oh yeah, those are fun. Like I look forward to those kind of episodes. And then even like when it's like Marceline and Princess Bubblegum when they're together, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like nice and wholesome.
I do like the Bonnie and Marcy episodes, especially where they're all of the Bonnie and Marcy episodes. Not really all of them, but most of them revolve around what's her face, Marjorie, or whatever her name is.
Marjorie?
Oh, the witch.
She's like a witch. Yeah, the
yeah,
witch.
yeah. Who's like caught in like the I don't know. I forgot what she was.
No, I don't know what you guys are
She's
talking
not.
about.
No, she's not. She's not caught in the bird, is she?
She's like cursed. For lack of a better understanding, she's
Oh, she's in the.
when
she's
you
in the
meet her,
elephant.
she's not cursed.
No, yeah, but then like after, yeah, okay, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, because she has like this tree spirit thing with her at first. I don't know if you remember that, but it was like it was a huge giant tree guy. The episode was about basically they were going to get Marceline's greatest treasure back from the witch. Bonnie was under the impression that it was Bear, Rupert. Remember?
Oh, I remember
Not
this.
Rupert.
Okay,
That's
yes.
Stewie's.
Rupert.
But the other bear.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Do you remember the episode on how the tree got there? The tree that they live in?
I think so. Yeah, it was like one of those flashback ones, right?
There was a girl who actually like I guess planted the tree and then she like died underneath the tree.
Oh yeah, it was like Finn's ancestor.
I think it was Shoko.
So, yeah, I saw what you mean with all the what do you call it? Past iterations of Finn and Jake. There was a bunch of episodes where it showed them. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, not to really get too far in, but there's the last episode of Finn and Jake. That was definitely one. So I feel when you were talking about that, Jerry, I feel like I knew exactly what scene you were talking about. And I was like, yeah, those are good ones too. Jake is probably one of my favorite characters, to be honest with you. Like,
man, that's a bold
I know
statement.
that his personality is really rough. I fucking get that. Like, he's just not the best. When I take him as a person and he's just like, I'm gonna go with the flow. If you really think about it, and I really mean, like, just me personally, I've thought about this a lot. He's pretty much exactly like his parents. You know, he's just like a kind of go with the flow kind of guy. Like, oh, whatever's the fucking issue is, it's going to happen right here and there. Okay, well, I'll deal with it as it comes. I wouldn't say that there are rare moments where he gets upset, because obviously he'll just get upset for a lot of different things. And sometimes, most of the times, those things are even childish. So, like, you can tell Jake is a very, like, selfish person to a fault. But I feel like at the same time, he's also selfless. My favorite thing about Jake is when he learns about himself. Like, way, way, way later in the series, he learns about himself. I'm not sure if you saw the episode with Joshua and Margaret, Jake and Finn's dad.
Oh, uh-huh.
Jake, Finn, and Jerome's dad.
Yes.
I don't know if you even met Jerome at this point.
I met him. Yeah.
You know, that episode alone, I felt like was a really important episode to the entire series, because it just opens up the door for nobody fucking saw this coming.
Oh, yeah.
If that's Jake's dirty secret, what else are we going to learn about everyone else along the way? To me, it was just cool because, like I said, by the time that Jake actually figures it out and realizes what's going on, at that point, most people just assume that they already know what direction it's going to go in, and then, you know, he just kind of surprises you. But then that's Jake, to a fault. I don't know. To me, he's a good character. I also like that he's voiced by Bender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Bender, but, you know, his voice is Bender.
Yeah. But yeah, I finished the first part of the Curseborn saga. It's good. I think there's a lot of potential for it. It's a lot of setup, I think, for like what the future of this series is going to be, and that's fine and all. You get a decent idea of like how the characters are. I am just not used to teenage main characters actually acting like teenagers. You know, like they don't act like their age. Essentially, they're always like a little bit extra or more mature or whatever. And like here, and I'm like, oh no, these are actually acting like kids. So I had to get used to that for a little bit. But yeah, interesting world build up. I'm looking forward to what the second book is going to bring in. Just seeing more. A lot of world building was in this as well.
Radical.
Nice. Do you see this being like put into a show maybe or animated? Do you see AMVs in your head when you watch this?
Oh, not only do I see AMVs in my head reading this, but I'd be willing to bet they were watching AMVs when they were writing this.
Hell yeah.
It has like that certain edginess to it with some of the characters. Yeah, like you could tell like shonen manga is one of the biggest inspirations for this. JRPGs from like the early 2000s and stuff. Like when I was reading certain chapters and how it was playing out, I'm thinking, oh, I see this is like how encounters and like cutscenes would be playing out. So they did the manga version. There's only 2 volumes out. I have them. I just haven't looked at them. So I might crack those open and give a peek of like how they choreograph some of the action and stuff. Yeah, because like they like it's like, oh, we're not gonna wait, we're just gonna do it off the jump, because you know how like a lot of series like this, and they'll just be like, and now characters can just fly, or they're just standing in the air, like in Bleach, you know, and in Dragon Ball. And here they're like, oh no, they already learned that, so off the jump they're gonna be like flying and shit. I was like, okay, cool, at least, you know, we're gonna get like some intense action off the jump. I don't think there's a release date yet for when Volume 2 is gonna come out. Their plan is 5 volumes this year. They're gonna do a Kickstarter for like the next section, books 6 through 9 or 6 through 10 or something.
Nice. I've been starting to read the book 3 for Wheel of Time series.
Oh yeah, the Great Hunt. Not Great Hunt.
Yeah.
The Dragon Reborn.
The Dragon Reborn. Yeah. I just started right now. It's just you know, giving me the rundown of what happened before and who are the players right now.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing big yet. It's just a review. I've been meaning to start the 3rd book for Mistborn too, but I'll probably get into that pretty soon. I gotta just add that on my phone and just start listening.
Well, you're gonna have plenty of time, I think, because we got news that One Piece, after Chapter 1111, is going on 1 month break.
Fuck.
I'd rather have One Piece, honestly.
You know what? It's time to reread.
Yeah.
In 1 month? Well, that's good enough time, bro.
Big words. But honestly, though, it is worth a reread. I can't do it, man. Like we've come so far, and I'll just rely on you two for the refreshers. There's a lot of moving parts right now.
Color's in Wano right now.
Oh, that's right. Like I totally forgot that Sand user was still with them until like at the very end.
Oh, the Mud user, right?
Yeah, the
What's
Mud
his name?
user.
Oh, Calibu or something?
Yeah.
Caribou.
Caribou, yeah.
Yeah, like it's that kind of small stuff where I'm like, I should know this person, but in this case, I actually did know who this was.
I thought they would have just left him at like Whole Cake or something.
But like one of the fleet admirals, I think is what they were. The heads of the fleets that were coming in. You know, the old lady, and then the fucking banging rocker chick, and then the two other people I don't really care about. I feel like they showed the rocker chick like fucking somewhere else. And then I think they showed her like a little flashback cutscene, and I fucking just for the life of me can't remember her. She said she trained under somebody that I forgot. Like the whole.
Her name's like Doll or Dole. I forget. Like there's like a weird translation thing going on with her name.
Smaller names but bigger people now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that like this arc is coming in, so I guess that's when the refresher would come in handy. Like the lesser characters are now greater characters. Man, that's some skill too, man. Just to. He has a bunch of these fucking characters in a drawer somewhere, and then he just like, this person's gonna come back. A little notebook on each character, man. That's fucking. I can't imagine what Oda Sensei's fucking work style is. If he's just bringing everybody back, man, he's like just taking them out of the vault.
Everyone is here. Yeah, but yeah, dude, if this is a 1 month break, man, like, holy shit, this next chapter is about to be crazy. Because 11-10 was already crazy.
I'm pretty sure everybody already assumed what was going to happen. They were already going to come out, and it was going to fucking pop off. So, like, just them coming out, or like, yes, give me more. What's going to happen now? Is Luffy just going to go shit on everybody? Or the Giants are going to help somehow because they're immune to the devils or whatever? I don't know, man.
Broggy and Droggy, when they showed, they cut that dude's head off. And it's like, it's obviously he's fine.
They cut the sandworm in half.
Jeez, yeah, Dune Man.
Dude, honestly, man. Is it like everybody's just like a fucking mythical creature and then sandworm?
Yeah. There will be one issue for DB Super. Like, there's going to be another chapter, but then it's going to be on an indefinite break.
Oh, good shit.
I really thought that Toriyama wasn't really involved in these projects anymore. I thought he was just kind of just coasting, and that there were other developments and other people.
Because of his death, there could probably be other developments, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he was overseeing stuff. We know for sure he wasn't writing anymore. Like, at least, like, writing during the Granola arc for Super. Like, the way Toyotaro broke it down was, like, okay, him and his editor have some ideas, and then they show it to Toriyama, either approves of it, or he gives suggestions of what to change, and all that kind of stuff. Like, Dragon Ball Daimo? It's either Daimo or Daima. Like, that's the new anime thing coming out. Like, he was involved in that, for sure. That essentially is going to be, like, the last that he's worked on. He also wrote Superhero. Oh, and I'm sure he was probably involved in the new Sandland stuff.
The Sandland, I think, was an old manga that he did, right?
Yeah, it was one of those mangas, like, right after he finished Dragon Ball Z. And it's just, like, a 1-volume thing. It's like, I think it was before, like Kawa and, like, Neko Majin and stuff like that.
From what I've heard, people are saying the game is like a mix of Dragon Quest and Borderlands put together.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, though. And then, so it's not a movie coming out for Sandland, but it's going to be, like, a limited series, which is interesting, because I'm thinking, well, I mean, I know it's not a one-shot, but I know there's not a whole lot to it, so I wonder how many episodes we're going to be getting. But yeah, it really sucks, man. Like, Dragon Ball Super, you know, like we're finally out of the superhero movie arc, and like it's just starting up onto the new thing. Like everyone's been waiting for, and now it's, you know, going on a break. But understandable, of course. Yeah, there was another question Mark had before we forget. It was there any series that the world told you about, but you never understood why, and after finally trying it, you understand? And he says you can't choose One Piece. That's the obvious answer.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I was told to start reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure before it got reanimated in 2013. Just barely starting college, around my dormitory, there was this guy who worked at GameStop. I frequent there a lot because I was still always getting cheap games, you know, when I had my Xbox 360. And this guy, you know, he was basically manning the register, and he was really cool, you know, just small talk. And start talking about how, I'm reading manga and, I'm into One Piece and, I got all the apps on my phone because we did have that on our phones at the time, right out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
I had all of those apps, like on their iPad and stuff. We were just downloading it, right? We would just download every chapter that came out. So he told me about it. He's like, hey, you should get into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And I was like, I've never even heard of that, bro. Like, what are we even talking about? And I swear this is one of the very few core memories in my life. And I do say core memory, even though I was already like of age at that time. I have always wondered what it would have been like to be, that person that starts something, that person that's like just getting into something at the very precise moment that you should. And, you get a lot of like, you get a lot from it, like if you were just getting into like crypto or something like that, right when crypto got big, that's how I felt when I missed out on JoJo. Because it wasn't until 2 or 3 years later when I'm sitting at the fucking lunch table with you guys and I just hear Grant coming up to me being like, dude, you should watch the show. You should hear the show. And I'm like, well, that shit sounds so familiar. Why would I do that? Fucking 6 episodes later and I'm just fucking punching a wall. Like, why did I do this?
The first thing that came to mind when I read this was it was probably No More Heroes. Because I remember seeing the trailer for 3 and like how hyped everybody was for it, and I was like, I mean, I don't know, like, yeah, I guess I heard things for it. I don't know.
Wow.
I never even seen stuff for it. I may have seen Travis's design a couple times, but then as soon as like I started the game, I was like, oh no, yeah, I understand now. This is for me. This is what people have been saying. Yeah, this is great.
It's really cool that by the time that you got into it, like it was already ported onto like PlayStation, PC and all this other. I don't think it's on PC, but PlayStation. No, my only gripe is I feel like you probably should have played it on the Wii first. Because the only thing that really gets it to me about having that game on the Wii was, the controller was very interactive.
Oh, the motion controls.
When you wanted to swing that sword, best part about that game is the motion controls, especially when you need to charge your sword. Best fucking part.
Yeah.
That's how I know that game is for me. You know what I mean? Like, toilet humor out the fucking gate. 2 minutes in, oh, you just finished killing this guy? Guess what? Your beam sword is dead. Why don't you recharge it? Go ahead and just do it real hard. Just shake that controller like you know it. Shake it like it's the back of your hand. You know what?
I was debating about it when I played it because they added that support on the Switch with the Joy-Cons. I'm not a big gimmicky person, I guess. So I just used the controller, and I was fine with that. And I'm sure eventually at some point, my answer will change to Metal Gear whenever I get into Metal Gear.
You're fucking right, man. You will. Come on, you gotta get that shit ready. You gotta get ready for the eventual Kojima movie.
Yeah,
you gotta get all the references. Jesus Lord.
Did the remaster come to PS5, PS4?
No, the new collection did. Yeah.
I don't think they've remastered 4, right? 4 is still PS3 only?
Yeah, for now. With the data mine for the new collection, MGS4 is on there.
I don't know, man, because all the ones I'm thinking of are the ones like kind of fell off, and then I didn't really...
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really see it again until later, so I don't know if like when I drop it, I sort of drop it. Oh, I guess it's going to be eventual, but Attack on Titan. It's like I read up to that spot, then I stopped, and then I just refused to give it another chance. And then I hear good things about the endings and all that, so it's like pretty soon, But it's I guess I don't know, man. Like I guess that doesn't really answer it. It's hard for me to figure it out right now.
Yeah, like another one I would want to say is Yakuza, but I saw clips and stuff of Yakuza, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I already know I'm gonna like this.
It's funny. I never played Yakuza, but I knew about it since I was a kid. I remember when G4 was still a thing. I don't know if you remember that show Cheat, but they used to have a show that literally revolved around tips and tricks and sometimes even cheats for games. Mm-hmm. Back when games used to have default cheats inside of them, she would talk about Yakuza because I think at the time Yakuza 2 had just dropped to America. So she was going over Yakuza 2. She was pretty much giving you the rundown on how you can beat Amon.
Oh, yeah, the secret boss.
At that time when I saw the game, I was just really into the fact that it was a beat 'em up Kiryu was just some badass dude in a white suit, and there was a whole bunch of guys everywhere with like weapons and shit. And even you could pick up the weapon sometime. Like you could still do that in Yakuza 2. So I mean, like to me, I was like, this is a game that I definitely want to play. Like I want to get my hands on this fucking thing as so badly. And I remember a couple of times in the GameStop back in town, Palm Springs, I did find Yakuza. I would see like a pre-owned copy of Yakuza or Yakuza 2 on there. Yeah. See, but I didn't have a PS2 at the time. So I was like, I couldn't do anything with it, you know? But yeah, man, like Yakuza, I'm so glad that in a way, you know, they've kept the series going. I feel like if I had the same conversation with myself from like episode 1 of Unversed podcast, you know, where I was coming off with why we shouldn't do the same thing for the Last of Us sequel, which I'm still right about.
Yes.
This would be my counter argument against myself. How Yakuza actually did this in a correct way. Still about Kiryu. It still goes on about, you know, everything that's happening in Kamurocho, but the way that they implemented this versus the way it happens in The Last of Us 2, the people who die off weren't somebody that you just had your hands on for the majority of the time. They don't become inconsequential either. Everyone still matters, even after they're dead. That's the one thing that I like about Yakuza. Everyone has their history. By my standard, the whole crime drama and like history between families that Yakuza really like, I feel like carefully shows and dictates with their story is somewhat real. Like it's just super real to me. It's not 1,000% plausible, but it's definitely something that I can think of.
It's so good. I start to reference other things to Yakuza. I'm like, that's some Yakuza shit right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Anytime I see somebody pick up something off of the floor and use it as a weapon, I'm like,
oh shit, he's in heat mode. Slugger mode.
Whenever I see somebody about to bash your head in with the telephone pole, I'm like, oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this. Apparently this got announced last year in August. Well, actually it was supposed to come out last year in August, but it got delayed for this year. But they're remaking Lollipop Chainsaw.
Oh shit.
The tweet and like some screenshots, and I was looking, I was like, what's going on? What is this? Like at first I'm like, is this like some kind of mod that they're doing? And it's like, no, they're remaking Lollipop Chainsaw. It's called Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. The only thing though is Suda is not remaking the game. It's going to be a different producer. And you know Suda, he's like, you know, from Suda 51.
Oh yeah,
he
does what he wants.
He's like the Kojima over there, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
And then they mentioned that like you're gonna get all the original cast to do the voices, which I'm like, oh, interesting, because who is Lollipop Chainsaw? Who's Juliet? It is Tara Strong, and I'm like, oh, I guess she is still getting work despite all the whatever controversies she has right now.
5 months ago, following the recent escalation in violence between Hamas and Israel, Tara Strong made some comments equating Hamas with Islam as a whole.
Yeah, the recent thing I remember was she posted some like AI art, and somebody was like, you know, somebody used AI to make that. She's like, yeah, isn't it cute? You were talking about how anti-AI you are because like it would take your like voice acting jobs and all that, and like so people were upset. But she's Ben 10, so you know she gets a pass.
Yeah, forgiven.
Yeah, and she has that iconic tweet from 2013, like, my New Year's resolution is I'll stop kissing my cousin, and posted this very low-res picture of Ben and Gwen kissing. And it's
Lord.
I'm like, that's so funny.
Oh my god.
Nice last second.
I got every power crush for every character is different, isn't it?
Yes. I'm slowly getting back into reading manga. Right now, I'm just picking like easy ones to read. So I read a nice little wholesome 4-coma style one from a Pixiv artist.
Hell yeah, dude.
You read a manga made from a Pixiv artist? Did you read it on Pixiv?
They started the manga on Pixiv and it got popular, so a magazine decided to pick it up. Essentially, they just redid the chapters in the beginning, and then it just became its own series. It's a pretty big trend lately right now for certain magazines where, yeah, they'll just go on there, and if they find something popular, like, you know, boom, they'll do it. Same thing for Twitter. There's a lot of Twitter mangas that are like actually being real mangas now.
Twitter manga.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, I think I followed one.
Yeah, the manga landscape is
it's
changing.
Crazy, man. Yeah, there's so much. There's so many different ways to actually post it too.
Dude, like I haven't even dove into it. There's an artist I follow that does it, but Jump has their manga creator section, the Manga Plus app, where that's just strictly Shonen Jump things. And you don't need a subscription there. You just read the chapters there for free. A while back, they added a creator section to where if you want to submit your own manga, you can, and it'll be posted on there.
Oh, that's rad.
That's squad.
They had problems for a while because people were just uploading real manga on there, getting pretty crazy. Like how popular mangas become. I mean, like what we've read, Oscar, Dog Negan, like that's blowing up. But yeah, it's exciting, but it's also like, oh my god, like the list the backlog was already long enough, and now like we're getting all this kind of content for manga. It's a whole nother level. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Aside from all that, just typical Helldiver stuff. I'm liking some of the new things that are coming in with the new War Bond.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't found a favorite yet. Honestly, yeah. Like I'm just farming medals right now, just to finish off whatever else I didn't have in whatever else I didn't get in the previous War Bonds. Most of us have gotten the all the upgrades, or most of the upgrades, and I think we're all competent enough to run Helldivers, so that's a great time. We're just fucking playing with each other, throwing orbitals, getting mad at each other. You know how it is. I
tried the plasma shotgun. I finally unlocked it, and I was a little disappointed because it's not what I was kind of expecting. It's interesting. It's more like a mini launcher than an actual shotgun.
Yeah, it's like a grenade launcher. Yeah, I was going to say, it does pretty good at crowd control. I don't think that for automatons it works. You know, surprisingly for robots, they're not really, like, weak to electricity like that. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise. Dude, I hate it because the armor for fucking your protection against your own teammates instead of everything else. It's so dumb. Nothing else shoots arc, bro. Come on.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, cool, I can walk through the Teslas now. Like, all right.
If we all had that armor and we all put down Tesla towers, that actually might be a play.
Yeah, it's so over.
It takes 95%. It doesn't not hurt you. So we gotta... I don't know. Man.
No, yeah, you still take damage.
I feel like it's still gonna be a fuck you the amount of damage to take. You just won't die right away.
Instantly, yeah.
Yeah.
I mostly just want that fucking gun. I want the pistol.
Yes.
The dagger.
Yeah, finally another pistol. Like, jeez.
This fucking Alicia looks so good. Alyssa.
Like, I want to say it's Lars inspired, because, like, Lars's Tekken 7 outfit was like this.
It's fun on challenging, maybe hard, but other than that, if you're gonna farm samples, man, the bugs are where it's at. They're easier to manage.
I really hope that they don't have to scale the game to make us do Helldivers on automatons, because unless I get some real good stratagems, it's not going to be something that I'm going to honestly even bother. It's definitely just too much. The fucking tanks do it for me, and they're only on difficulty like 4. Our friend telling us that he's done a Helldive with the automatons, and they have a different kind of tank.
Yes.
Aside from the regular ones. My game just crashed.
Oh. All right, so we'll wrap it up there, gamers. Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon with a new episode. And until then, unversedpodcast@gmail.com. Any questions, comments, and we'll be sure to answer those in the future.
Thank you so much.
We'll catch you later.
Bye.